Timehri resident nabbed with 12 grams of narcotic. Adrian Stoll, a 28-year-old resident of Timehri North, East Bank Demerara, was arrested last evening after police conducted a search of the vehicle he was driving and discovered 12 grams of marijuana. At approximately 9:30 p.m. on January 10, 2025, police were on patrol in the Timehri North area when they stopped a white Toyota Allion motor vehicle bearing registration number PAG 3507. Officers noticed that the driver was behaving suspiciously, prompting them to perform a search of both the driver and the vehicle. During the search, police found a quantity of leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis concealed in several small, transparent Ziploc bags in Stoll's right pants pocket. He was informed of the offense and subsequently arrested. Stoll was taken to the Timehri police station, where the cannabis was weighed, confirming a total of 12 grams. The police continue to enforce laws against drug possession in an effort to maintain public safety and order. Police to clamp down on minibus touts starting Monday. Starting Monday, the Traffic Department of the Guyana Police Force will intensify efforts to address the issue of minibus touts operating at various minibus parks to solicit passengers. Solicitation by touts is illegal, and individuals found engaging in this practice can be arrested, charged, and fined. The solicitation, the bullyism, the uncalled-for assaults, and the abuses at the park should be reported to the police so that they can be addressed, stated Traffic Chief, Senior Superintendent Mahendra Singh, during a recent interview. Singh emphasized that the abuse and harassment faced by individuals seeking public transportation has become a persistent problem. To combat this, he encourages the public to report such incidents for investigation and appropriate action. The solicitation at the park, where persons seeking public transportation are continuously harassed, pulled, and tugged at, must be reported, he explained. Assaults, abuses, and threats should all be taken seriously. To further address the issue, Singh noted that a multi-agency approach will be implemented to reduce the presence of touts at minibus parks, enhancing the experience for individuals utilizing public transportation. Driver charged in fatal accident at Georgetown Intersection after a year-long delay. Guyana Times. The driver involved in a fatal accident at the intersection of North Road and Camp Street, Georgetown, has been charged and granted bail after a year-long delay in the case. The incident resulted in the death of 30-year-old Lloyden Alexander Britton from Baggetstown, East Bank Demerara, EBD. The accident occurred on September 7, 2023, at approximately 1:10 a.m. Britton was riding motorcycle CJ 4079 West along North Road when he failed to stop at a red traffic light and collided with motorcar PNN 7200, driven by 40-year-old Abayomi Hart, who was traveling south on Camp Street. The impact flung Britton a considerable distance, causing severe head and body injuries. He was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital, GPHC, but succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment. Abayomi Hart, a technician residing at Lot 1529, Farm EBD, appeared before Magistrate Fabio Azor at the Georgetown Magistrates Courts on Friday to answer charges related to the fatal accident. Hart, who was unrepresented in court, pleaded not guilty to the charges. Magistrate Azor questioned the lengthy delay in bringing the case to court. A police investigator explained that the case had been sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, for advice and was only recently returned, with Hart being contacted on December 31, 2024. The prosecution raised no objections to bail, and Magistrate Azor granted Hart bail in the amount of $250,000. Hart's next court appearance is scheduled for February 7, 2025, for the submission of a statement. Traffic Chief clarifies Commissioner's directive on police stops without body cameras. Newsroom. In a bid to enhance transparency and professionalism, all ranks of the Guyana Police Force, GPF, are now required to wear body cameras when engaging with the public, whether during routine checks or following an offense. The instruction is not to stop. The instruction is that if you stop, you must be in possession of a body camera, said Traffic Chief, Senior Superintendent Mahendra Singh, during an interview on Saturday. Singh provided further clarification during a radio program, explaining that the rule was introduced to promote greater professionalism within the force and combat corruption. The body cameras help us to improve the manner in which we address things, and where there isn't an improvement, we address it as it ought to be, he added. The directive was first announced by Commissioner of Police, Clifton Hicken, during a meeting with senior officers and police brass last week. The specific direction is very clear. Once you are going to engage a member of the public with reference to the commission of offenses, for example, requiring them to produce documents on demand, that police officers should be outfitted with a fully functional body camera, Singh emphasized. The traffic chief reiterated that the GPF has a strict zero-tolerance policy towards bribery and corruption. He clarified that no law prohibits a rank from making a stop without a body camera. Officers can still perform other duties on the roadway, such as directing traffic, without being required to wear a body camera. Should a situation arise where bribery or corruption occurs between a police officer and a member of the public, it will be thoroughly investigated, Singh asserted. He also sent a strong warning to the public, urging them not to offer bribes in an attempt to avoid their responsibilities. Members of the public should not entertain bribery to evade their actions, he stressed. The GPF's commitment to ensuring transparency through the use of body cameras aims to safeguard both the public and police officers while reinforcing the integrity of the force. Woman jailed and fined for narco possession. Guyana Times. A 36-year-old woman from Charlotte Street, Georgetown, was sentenced to 24 months in prison and fined $30,000 after pleading guilty to possession of cocaine. Addie Touts appeared before Magistrate Fabio Azor at the Georgetown Magistrates Courts on Friday. The charge arose from an incident on January 8, when police conducted a search at her property. During the search, officers encountered Touts and discovered a quantity of cocaine in her handbag. The substance, which weighed 29.5 grams, was later tested and confirmed to be cocaine. Touts was subsequently arrested and taken to the Albertown police station. In court, Touts admitted to the offense. Magistrate Azor cautioned her that maintaining her guilty plea could lead to a sentence of nearly 3 years in prison. Nonetheless, Touts chose to persist with her plea, expressing remorse for her actions. The magistrate then imposed a sentence of 24 months imprisonment along with a monetary fine of $30,000. The prosecution indicated that, based on their records, Touts had no prior charges. However, a review of court records revealed that she had previously appeared before Senior Magistrate Laron Daly in March 2021 on charges of breaking and entering. In that case, it was alleged that Touts, along with others, broke into a store on South Road, Bourda, Georgetown, between March 5 and 6, 2021, stealing 72 glass mugs valued at $144,000. Touts pleaded not guilty and was placed on $50,000 bail but was unable to raise the funds, leading to her remand at the New Amsterdam prison in April 2021. She was later released. Norton claims highest rating among opposition members in opinion poll. Aubrey Norton, leader of the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, has asserted that an undisclosed opinion poll indicates he holds the highest rating among opposition leaders within his party. During a press conference on Friday, Norton referenced the poll but did not disclose who conducted it or the names of other candidates included in the survey. There are people here who just did a poll, and that poll would have shown that among the opposition, I have the highest rating, including the people who they're naming, Norton stated. Although he initially suggested that the question of likability was not central, he later expressed confidence, saying, I believe and know that the average person out there likes me. Despite his confidence, Norton faces ongoing criticism regarding his leadership from both former and current party members. The PNCR leader's assertions come at a time when the party's support base appears to be waning, particularly highlighted by a disappointing turnout in traditional strongholds during the 2023 local government elections, LGE. In the June 12, 2023, LGEs, the ruling People's Progressive Party/Civic, PPP/C, emerged as a significant victor, winning 67 of the 80 local authority areas, LAAs, including 7 out of 10 municipalities. The PPP/C secured over 83% of the LAAs, 75% of all available seats, and more than 70% of the total votes cast. This election not only reinforced the PPP/C's dominance in its traditional strongholds, but also marked substantial inroads into areas where the PNC led a Partnership for National Unity, APNU, had previously enjoyed overwhelming support. Norton's confidence in his leadership and the party's prospects will undoubtedly be tested as the political landscape evolves in the lead-up to upcoming elections. Attorney Selwyn Pieters joins James Bond in backing President Ali for second term. Newsroom. Guyanese-Canadian civil rights lawyer Selwyn Pieters has publicly endorsed President Irfan Ali, expressing his support for the incumbent leader's bid for a second term. In a surprising yet compelling move, Pieters, known for his staunch advocacy for human rights and his past legal representation of trade unions and political opposition figures, took to Facebook shortly after businessman and former parliamentarian James Bond made his own endorsement. In his post, Pieters echoed Bond's sentiments, stating, James Anthony Bond and Selwyn Pieters share the same view that President Irfan Ali and the People's Progressive Party/Civic will be back for a second term. President Ali is as real as they come, and I like him. He is also working very hard on both the domestic and international spheres. He may not be perfect for all, but no one is perfect. He who is without sin cast the first stone, John 8 verse 7. This endorsement from Pieters, a prominent figure within the diaspora community and a former critic of the government, signifies a notable shift in political dynamics. His support reflects a growing backing for President Ali within both domestic and international circles. Currently residing in Canada, Pieters has previously represented unions and political entities in legal challenges against the government. Bond's endorsement of President Ali has already stirred reactions within Guyana's political landscape. During an ongoing community outreach tour in Melanie, East Coast Demerara, Bond, a member of the opposition People's National Congress Reform, PNC/R, publicly declared his support for the president. In response to these endorsements, prominent opposition figures have taken to social media to voice their discontent. Carol Smith Joseph urged unity, stating, "Look, stop going one by one. Please go together and have one big welcome ceremony." The endorsements from both Pieters and Bond could signal a shifting tide in the political landscape as the country approaches the upcoming elections. Community policing key to 2024 crime reduction in Region 3. Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken has praised the Regional Police Division 3, led by Assistant Commissioner Mahendra Sinareen, for achieving a 6.4% reduction in serious crimes for 2024. This accomplishment reflects the division's commitment to proactive and community-centered policing strategies. In a special address to the ranks, Commissioner Hicken emphasized the importance of community-oriented policing, urging officers to extend their efforts beyond the confines of police stations. Everybody must be in the communities. That is where the work is, that is where the guns are, and that is where the drugs are. I don't want anybody sticking in the police stations. Get out and go into the communities and do your jobs as police officers, he instructed. Hicken reiterated a strict zero-tolerance policy on corruption within the Guyana Police Force, GPF, warning that any officer caught engaging in corrupt activities would face consequences. I am not going to support the wrong thing, and you are going to be applauded for doing the right thing. You are going to be promoted for doing the right thing, he declared. During the meeting, the commissioner outlined the pillars of the GPF's 2022 to 2026 strategic plan, which focus on developing infrastructure, enhancing human resource capabilities, improving operational efficiency, and fostering partnerships. He highlighted these as critical to strengthening the police force and ensuring effective law enforcement. This engagement with Region 3 officers is part of Hicken's broader initiative to connect with all ranks of the GPF to set the tone, address issues, and outline a clear vision for 2025 and beyond. Deputy Commissioners Ravindradit Budrum, Calvin McBean, and Wendell Blanham echoed the commissioner's sentiments, stressing the importance of professionalism, integrity, and discipline among law enforcement officers. They reminded ranks to be cognizant of their attitude, conduct, and deportment, and encouraged a balance between academic growth, policing knowledge, and personal development. The senior officers called for unity and teamwork, reinforcing that collaboration is essential to achieving the GPF's mission of maintaining law and order. The reduction in serious crimes in Region 3 stands as a testament to the effectiveness of community engagement and strategic policing initiatives. With Commissioner Hicken's focus on operational efficiency and a zero-tolerance approach to corruption, the division is positioned as a model for other regions. As the GPF continues to prioritize community-oriented policing and professional development, the outlook for crime reduction across Guyana remains promising. PNC calls for doubling of minimum wage and increased tax-free threshold ahead of Budget 2025. Pieters News. As the country prepares for the upcoming budget presentation set for January 17th, the People's National Congress Reform, PNC/R, has outlined a series of measures aimed at improving the living standards of Guyanese citizens. During a press conference on Friday, Elson Lowe, economic advisor to the opposition leader, presented 10 key proposals that the party believes should be included in the fiscal plan. These measures are designed to enhance economic conditions and quality of life for the populace. Key proposals include increasing the tax-free threshold to $400,000 monthly, doubling the minimum wage for public servants to $200,000, allocating $20 billion for cost of living mitigation, providing $3 billion for a small business bureau, allocating $100 billion to a rent-to-own program aimed at constructing 10,000 homes annually on already allocated house lots, investing $200 billion for the upgrade and maintenance of the electrical grid, introducing a job seeker's benefit for the unemployed of $40,000 monthly. Additionally, the PNC/are proposed a $50 billion allocation to a development bank focused on enhancing the productivity of medium to large-scale enterprises, along with a governance dividend of $100,000 to every adult Guyanese. They also emphasized the need for a modern national data management and cash distribution system. Lowe highlighted the significance of the budget, noting that the combined budgets for 2023, 2024, and 2025 are likely to equal 15 years' worth of pre-oil budgets. He questioned whether the population feels the benefits of such economic growth, citing that the per capita income of Guyana is projected to exceed $96,000 by the end of 2025. Our country's per capita income, adjusting for prices, is set to stand at over $96,000 by the end of 2025. Fellow Guyanese, do you feel 15 years of progress? The answer is clearly no. Guyana hungers for change, and we will bring that change this year, Lowe asserted. The PNC stressed that this year's budget should not consist of empty promises but must include clear policy goals and measurable objectives. In parallel, the Alliance for Change, AFC, has also presented its proposals for the upcoming budget. Party leader Nigel Hughes called for an increase in the tax-free threshold and outlined a progressive taxation system. Hughes proposed that individuals earning up to $2 million per annum should pay no income tax, while those earning between $2 million and $10 million should be taxed at 15%. Those earning above $10 million would pay a 20% tax rate. This approach aims to increase disposable income for Guyanese citizens, allowing them to invest or improve their living conditions. Hughes cautioned against the potential for wild promises in this election year and emphasized the importance of establishing a solid fiscal framework to avoid economic pitfalls. The AFC expressed readiness to implement its recommendations for the budget, seeking to ensure a sustainable economic future for the country.